Alright, happy Monday morning to you all. I'm scrambling after taking the weekend off for Circuit of the Americas MotoGP. My dance card is overfull. I'm triple booked today. 76 degrees, feels like 80. It actually feels a lot hotter than that because we are pretty much at the dew point, it feels like. Yeah, what's our allergy forecast look like today? I came back to Houston and immediately started sneezing, so yeah, whatever it is, oak, I guess. 9.5, still pretty high. Not in the red, but might as well be. Yeah, anywho. Circuit of the Americas, MotoGP was great. We had a great time. Met a couple of new people, a couple of my friends and followers on Instagram and YouTube stopped by to say howdy. Looks like I need to fill this up. I didn't take my pictures of the bike. Too bad. Gotta go. I'm officially 30 minutes late for an appointment. I'll be an hour late by the time I get there. But I did let them know that I'm running behind schedule. I have to take my high school daughter to school in the mornings, and that always puts me a little behind schedule. And whenever she's behind schedule, that puts me even further behind schedule. I would love to get out early and tackle some of these things without being rushed all the time, but you know, it's what it is. Gotta do the daddy duties. I feel bad. I kind of barked at her this morning, like, look, you need to be on time because my day is on hold until I finish dropping you off. She was understanding, but a little dejected that I scolded her. That's just how it goes. Squeak by. She was about 45 minutes late getting around today, so that pushes me much later in my day. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on the negative. I've got a lot of stuff going this week. This is a super, super busy week. I have two big projects that are still brewing. One of them that landed in my lap last week that I was not anticipating, and neither were they. It's a complete retrofit and rebuild of a network due to a virus outbreak, and we're able to mitigate a lot of the data problems, but they were looking at doing an upgrade in October or sometime before October when Windows 10 goes end of life. So this just became the catalyst to push that project forward. So now we're doing a retrofit of 50 workstations, a few servers, and some other stuff all at once right now because they're down. Their business is impacted, and we just decided, okay, well, if we're already down, let's just take care of all this at once and get it out of the way. So that made my very full schedule even fuller, and I had to postpone a couple of issues last week to kind of triage that, and it's still underway. It's still in progress. We have the hardware. Most of it came in. Hey, the spot's open. Most of it came in Friday. Some more of it's coming in today, and we will get them rebuilt and running again. So that is something that I've got to get done this week, or at least get started on it, and that means a trip to the Houston office here, a trip to their San Antonio office, and also their Austin office. So a whole bunch more road time. And then I have a scheduled job out in Odessa, Texas this Thursday, and I've got to be back after that and hit the road for Concord, Oklahoma. So yeah, running. And then when I get back from that, I've got just the weekend, or not even the weekend, I've got next week to get a minivan because we need it quick coming up for the Cannonball trip and all that. And my wife also needs one so she can haul a bunch of party accessories to a party contract that she just got. So next week is going to be just as slammed as this week. And then the weekend, we're headed out to Florida for the premiere of the Big Scoot in Vero Beach. So, man, this is crazy. Now, when I get back from that, I hope I'm done. I don't want to travel for a couple of weeks. I need to get caught up on everything, get my billing done so I can collect on all that, and maybe, if things work out, timing-wise, I can get to editing some video and posting some of this stuff. Hey, full tank. Oh, look at that, 735. Leave it right there. Hey, there you go. Yeah, and then after that, it's just cannonball prep, because that's coming fast. So hopefully the van will be sorted. That's going to be the support vehicle that my son will drive. Oh yeah, my son was going to go to Florida with us, but I don't know if that's going to happen now. He might end up staying here the weekend of the 12th to help my wife with that party. He usually helps her cart stuff around and do the setup and tear down and all that. So probably stay for that. That means Kevin and I will be going solo out there to oops, wrong way. Out there to Florida. Come on. God, this thing's going slow. Oh my God. Everything's got to be a pain in the ass when you're in a hurry, right? Ugh. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Come on. There it goes. 27.8 or 27.680. No, 860. I read it right the first time. How many miles on that trip? 150 and change. Could have gone a lot further, but okay, I'm done. Gotta go. Can't dick with this anymore. I'm late. I hate being rushed all the time. That is the story of my life. So this job today is another network build, new stuff. There will be some retrofit involved, but it's new Windows 11 deployment and slow migration out of their old PCs. It's not going to be done today, that's for sure. It's going to be a multi-day project, but I was hoping to get there early enough this morning that I could really spend a whole day and just knocking it out, but I'm going to get a very late start on that. Had I gotten there at 9:30, which was my plan, I would have more time to get traction on it. Supposed to get some rain this morning. It's like a 50 or 60% chance of some scattered rain and thunderstorms for a couple of hours, and then later in the afternoon it's clear. So brought the rain suit with me just in case. Well, Josh and I got wet on the way to Circuit of the Americas on Friday. Can't see shit. All the tire mist and the fog inside the visor. Woo! Woo! I can see again. Holy shit! Man, look at that off to the right. It is thick over there, boy. And we're going to be going kind of that direction too. Ain't that just dandy? Damn it! Woo! It was a slosh getting up there. Traffic slowed way down on the highway. Everybody had their emergency flashers on for a little while. And we're just trudging on through it pretty much as fast as we could go, which was 52 or 53 miles an hour. Go! Just go! Gotta get there. It was stinging on the knees pretty good. And some big fat raindrops that were pelting us for half hour or something like that. And my camera lens on this camera, I think it's this lens protector, lens cover, does not seal very well, so the camera lens got all fogged up and nasty, so I don't know how much of that footage I lost. I noticed it when I got to Austin. The whole inside of the lens was fogged up. And I don't notice that with GoPro lens protectors, but any of the third-party ones tend to do it. Now, the ND filters that I have, natural density filters, they seem to be a little bit better at not fogging up. So I don't know, maybe it's just that O-ring around it or something. Some of them fit better, some of them don't. all the wildflowers are out. We were seeing them all over the highway to and from Austin. That whole corridor on 71 and also 290 is just filled with wildflowers. So we got the bluebonnets and the Indian paintbrushes, and I don't know what these little pinkish ones are, but then there's also some purple ones. They're not bluebonnets, they're a darker violet color instead of they're more purple than blue. Anyway, pretty. I've always wondered if these are seeded or if they're just natural. 290, it seems like they have to be seeded because there's just so much of it. So my plan for going to Odessa this week, I was going to ride out there and then ride to Oklahoma, but I think that's scrapped. I could still potentially ride out there to Odessa and back, but I think I'll bite the bullet and just go ahead and get a plane ticket just for expediency's sake. Adrian contacted me last week. I probably already went through this in another vlog, but I'll repeat it. He reached out saying, hey, are you going up to Concord with Doug and Neil and everybody? I said, well, yeah, my plan was to ride up there. And he said, well, I wouldn't mind going, and we could just ride up together, and you could put one of your bikes on the back of my truck, my SUV. Well, shit, if we're caravanning up there in a car, it's not really going to be a motorcycle trip per se. We could just car camp. So anyway, I think that's the plan for Friday morning, super early. We're just gonna hit the road, get out of Oklahoma, morning-ish, whatever, and head up to Concord or Colcord, whatever it is. I think it's Concord, Oklahoma, up there past Tulsa, kind of close to Arkansas, Missouri border area. Natural Falls State Park, that's the destination. There's a Arrowhead Speedway, I think it is, Arrow something, where the World of Outlaws are going to be racing. So that's the plan. We're going to meet there. So I don't know if we will... What's this guy doing? Just blocking the road? I don't know if we'll take a bike with us or not. If we swing by my warehouse, we can toss the hitch carrier onto Adrian's SUV. He's got a GX460 or GX470 Lexus, and we'll haul one of the little bikes up there, I guess. I don't have anything small at the warehouse, so that makes a little bit of a logistical challenge. I guess I could ride to the warehouse on the Navi or one of the little bikes, and we slap it on there. We'll figure it out. Might be nice to have something to just putt around on up there and get to see some scenery through the day when the cars aren't running and racing. 1.2 mile Orchid Ridge. Okay. I don't know how to get to this client site. I've only been there twice, and I wasn't driving either time. I was being chauffeured and not paying attention. Oh, no footer, no footer, no footer, no footer. Yep, no footer, no footer. Made it. So I need to firm up my plans. I'm sitting here brainstorming. Got to firm up my plans with Adrian this week and make sure that he is, yes, 100% for sure, going to Concord, Oklahoma, and I'll just arrange my work schedule around that. So leaving Friday morning-ish, headed toward Oklahoma to meet the boys up there at Natural Falls, and then that dictates my Thursday travel schedule to and from Odessa. Where is it? Ugh. That's not it. There it is. A rounded top face on it with a circular drive. It's an interesting looking facility. Now, where to park? That's the next question. They look a little full. I don't want to park in it. Oh, wait. I don't want to park in the handicapped stall because they do have a lot of handicap traffic in and out of here, so I don't want to block one of those ramps. All right, tiptoe. Hey, at least it's downhill. Leave it out here where it can be seen and not punted. Ooh, now I'm uphill. Definitely uphill. Okay, go in and get started on this project. What is it, 18 workstations? Got to build a master image today, a golden image for redeployment. Get that built and patched and moved over to external fast drive, NVMe drive, and use that for cloning onto the other machines. And then do all their license activation and all that crazy stuff. But got to get the new Ubiquity switches and firewall and all that working, and Wi-Fi, the whole shooting match, everything, the whole deal. Anyway, I will catch you all later. All right, welcome back to the day. It's about 7:10-ish. Yep, 7:09. About 80-something degrees out here. I took my little weather screenshots, and feels good. I like it. It's clear. It's pretty humid still, but it's clear. And I didn't have to mess with the rain. I think it sprinkled a little bit down here, but I was indoors and working away. So got a lot done. Got all the new machines imaged and ready to deploy. I haven't deployed anything yet. Which way? That way. But, yep, so, looked like I was on the wrong side of a one-way there. Got two Synology NASs set up. All the workstations. Some Brother printers and a new Ubiquity firewall and set of switches. So got it all staged. It has not been deployed yet, so tomorrow or later will be the deployment. I have to get to my other client sometime tomorrow, the one that's also waiting on network stuff, so they can resume operations. They're kind of dead in the water right now, so temperature is boiling up on that one. This one is not emergency, but it's been postponed for a long time, so I'm trying to get it taken care of. They've been waiting patiently for 6 weeks or so for me to get over there. They were missing a couple of hardware items that they ordered and didn't show up until a few days ago, but I could have staged a lot of the workstation equipment before then. Anywho, so rush, lots of work, trying to make as much hay as I can before cannonball time and triage the real emergencies in with project work. Funny enough, the workstations that I'll be imaging and deploying for the other customer are pretty much identical to what I'm doing here at this client site. Little Dell micro form factor, super tiny little PCs that you can stick on the back of a monitor. So almost the same thing, different model. I might be able to use the software image that I built today for those, but I should probably start fresh. It takes a couple hours to build a good image, clean, ready to redeploy. You got to go through all the Microsoft patches and all that. I'm working off of a pretty current version of Windows 11 24H2, so there's not a lot of patches and updates that have to be applied to it. Cool looking sunset. Very diffuse. So I bit the bullet and got my plane tickets to go out to Odessa on Thursday morning. Bright and friggin' early, man. I mean, bright and early. I got it's not really the red eye. It's pretty close. I gotta be there at 7:05 a.m. So I gotta leave super early. I'll be getting into Odessa at like 9 o'clock or something, a little after 9:20, something like that. It's a straight through flight. I had to take Southwest because I couldn't find any decent prices anywhere else, and I shot myself in the foot by accident. Pissed me off because I could have had a better flight for a cheaper rate. I went through Google searching for, just cheap flights from Houston to Odessa, or Midland, whatever, and I got served up one that was pretty good for $362, $368, something like that. The right time window, everything is like perfect, let's get that. So I went through the purchasing thing on Southwest's site. The next closest price I could find was Continental United Airlines, and it was much more. It was like $580 and change, so a couple $100 extra. Anywho, so I started the purchase process, and I got to the payment page, and it said take $200 off if you apply for a Southwest Airlines charge card. I'm like, oh, sure, why not, man? Make my flight $168, why not? So I did the little quick apply, and I was approved, and it sent me back to the purchase page, but on that redirect, it bounced me and put me on the 17th instead of the 3rd. I have no idea what happened there, and I didn't realize it until I hit buy, hit purchase it. And then I got the email confirmation about, I don't know, 5 minutes later, saying, congrats, you're going to Odessa on the 17th. What the f*** you say? That's not the date that I chose, you asswipes. Son of a bitch. So then I go back to the purchase page, selecting the flights, and I, set the date that I want, and of course it's short notice, so all the flights are getting gobbled up fast, and I couldn't find another one even in that time slot that I wanted. Especially on the return time slot. That's the one that screwed me. And the price jumped up to like $570, which was essentially the same money as Continental the first time through. And I'm like, well, shit, if I'm going to pay that much, I'm going to look at Continental again. And they had jumped up to like 700 and change. Like, ah, God. So I went ahead and nabbed that one while I could. And then I had to call back through Continental or through Southwest and say, hey, somehow the booking screwed me up, and now I'm booked on the wrong day. I ordered the right one, but I need to cancel the other one. So I have no idea how my $200 credit is supposed to work now. It only applied to that first purchase. It pisses me off. Shot myself in the foot twice. Boom. Hookah Cafe. No interest. Zero. None. Nada. I was a smoker many moons ago, back in my teens and early 20s, and I quit that shit cold turkey. I still have one occasionally, but it's got to be a pretty rare occasion, or for a reason. Like I'm stuck in a room or an environment full of people that are hotboxing the hell out of it, and I get a horrible nicky headache, and I've got to have a couple drags to get rid of the fit. But yeah. I don't like smoking. Not no mores. And I started like all kids back in the 70s. You start dipping and chewing, Skoal and Copenhagen and all that kind of stuff, and then it just escalates and evolves into bigger, better, stronger, harder stuff. Back then you could buy cigarettes, you could buy alcohol, nobody cared. There were no restrictions on it. You could walk up to the vending machines and plug in, whatever it was, $1.25, and pop out a box of Cools or Marlboros or whatever you were after. Nobody cared. God, dipping in school was the worst though. Oh, because you started off with Skull Bandits or whatever, the little pouches, because those were somewhat self-contained and they didn't get in your teeth and people couldn't see it. But you couldn't spit, so you had to swallow that. And whoa, when you weren't used to that, woohoo, boy, that'll turn your stomach, turn you green fast. Yeah, so I went from Skoal to Copenhagen to Levi Garrett, Redman. I didn't like Redman so much. Levi Garrett was good because it was kind of sweet. It had a kind of a nutty, sweet flavor to it. I chewed Levi Garrett for a long time and smoking. I went from Cools to Marlboros to Pall Malls, then the no filters, and goodness, it just got worse and worse. It was starting to mess with my lung function. couldn't hold up as much oxygen, for all my active sports I was doing, martial arts and motocross and everything else. And then I woke up a couple of mornings in short succession, like just a few days apart, with bloody smoker's hack. And I don't know if it was just bronchitis or whatever was going on, but it scared the shit out of me and I just quit. I was like, nope, I'm done. Dropped it cold turkey, and I was an asshole for 2 or 3 weeks until I kind of got past the cravings and all the addiction phase of it. And then I went back to dipping for a very short time, dip and chew, and then I just quit that altogether. Never looked back. It's a seriously expensive habit now. I'm trying to remember what I used to pay for a pack of smokes. I think it was $2.25, maybe $2.50, something like that. Shit, now it's $5 a pack or more. I haven't even looked. I don't know. Yeah, I'm hungry. I had an egg sandwich this morning with 2 eggs, and that was it. I haven't even had anything to drink since breakfast. Goodness, I just thought about that. Nothing. I had 2 cups of coffee, and that's all I have put in myself today. My dry throat is telling me about it. Yeah, got a couple of cars tied up, it looks like. 2 of them pulled off, 3 of them. Can't tell. Oh, yep, sideswipe. Tesla's got a tire tattoo. Somebody changed lanes without looking. And to get it on the middle of the driver's door, it was a big mistake. That's one of the reasons I think lane filtering for motorcycles here in Texas is never going to happen, and it's probably not a good idea, because nobody checks their mirrors here. Nobody looks before changing lanes. They just slam it into the next lane and expect everybody to make room for them, regardless of overlap. It's terrible. It's always been that way, but it's gotten a lot worse over the last 10 years. And much worse in the last, let's say, 5 years since C19. Everybody just got a lot more aggressive and never went back to the way it was. I've never understood that, that propensity for just, change lanes, whatever's around you. Because I've always been a motorcyclist, and, on 2 wheels, you gotta be careful. You're gonna be somebody's hood ornament if you're not paying attention, so play this as a no-contact sport. But cagers, they just don't give a shit, especially here. They just change lanes while looking at you. I'm like, yeah, what? Go ahead and hit me. I am hungry. I don't know what's going to be for dinner, but I'm hungry. Gotta eat. Oh, man. I was actually thinking of fasting today and tomorrow, but I already ate this morning, so blew that out of the water. Tried to clean myself out from all the crap that I ate over the weekend at COTA. Hamburgers and nachos and beer and all the other nonsense that I chewed on. Feeling kind of bloated today. But now my stomach is cramped and achy. I need something in there. cool sunset. Alright, home again, home again. Not done working yet. I've got a few hours to put in tonight. Remote for 2 customers and get stuff prepped for tomorrow for that other site. So I'll be up until midnight or 1 at least. I need to get food first. The brain's running on empty. Alright, I bid you all farewell. Thanks for tagging along, and I will hope to catch you for the next one. Hey, Grace. How you doing, Grace? How you doing, Grace? Oh, you're just old and tired, aren't you? You've been fed yet? Did they feed you yet? I see you got water.